name's Jonathan Mason from Self-Contained Lifestyle, and welcome to this series of repairing and painting my living room. In this episode, I'm going to be repairing a hole, an access point to the plumbing in the chimney. So I'm going to make a feature of it, and it's going to look great. So let's get to it. Okay, this is the area that I've got in question. Here we've had to take off this panel that was firmly fixed and papered over to access the pipework behind here for the central heating, as we had to repair this little pump over here. So what I'm going to be doing is, I don't want to seal it all up again because I can't get the paper to match. What I'm going to do instead is to try and feature it. Now, this door I salvaged from upstairs. So I want to place this door into this slot. But we have a few problems here. The door one is wider than the cavity, so I'm going to have to trim this door down and get it right so that I can put it into place. And then we'll feature this on this side, and I'll do a fake one on the other side to get some sort of symmetry around. So let's get to it. First we have to do is get a tape measure and measure up and see what we have to do. Okay, I have the tape measure, and now we'll just measure it off. This hole is 43 centimeters, exactly. Now I have to take the door and measure the width of the door. The door is 46 centimeters. So that makes it 3 centimeters too big. Now, to make it look even, I'm going to have to get a table saw and cut off 1.5 centimeter of this side and 1.5 centimeter of this side, and then we can try and fit the door into place. The other problem I'm going to have is this little outfitting down the bottom, where we might have to cut out a slot here, but we'll tackle that when we get to it. As is usual, you don't normally find something that fits 100% perfect, especially when you're salvaging old parts and trying to repurpose them. But in this case, I have to mark off this door now with 1.5 centimeters on either side to keep it nice and symmetry. So let's get to it now. Okay, I've got my panel here, my door on a piece of, on my workbench. Now I must just mark off 1.5 centimeters. I'm going to put quite a few marks down the strip, because that way I can get my straight edge and I can join them up. So I'll put one over here, and then put another one over here, and I'll just finish up with this piece of plank, marking it out, and then I'll be back. Okay, I've marked out all the spots where I need to draw my line. Now I'm going to be taking my straight edge, and I'm going to be lining it up to the marks that I've made. And I'm going to be scribing a line all the way through till I get to the other sides. Okay, here's the one mark. There's the other mark. Let's move that one a little bit back. There we go. We joined it up with that line, and we just keep striving through all the way through until we're right at the end. Now I've marked up both sides of this door, so I'll just crack on with this, and when I'm finished I'll be back with you. Okay, we're outside now, and I've set up my table saw, and we're ready to cut the doors. Now I have done the settings, and I'll just show you quickly how I've done them. Okay, what I've done is I've already fastened this now, but I've taken my tape measure. The machine is switched off at the mains. I've taken my tape measure and I've measured 15 millimeter, but I've measured it to this side of the door, the blade, because the door is going to fit in here, and I want the 15 mil removed. So I know the blade is going to take away. So I've looked at the blade and I marked off 15 mil there, but I've also taken it onto this side and I've marked off 15 mil there. So that this is now nice and square, so that when I push my door through, I'll be taking off 15 millimeters on either side, 1.5 centimeters. So let's get to it. One word of caution: whenever you're working with machinery like this, always take safety very, very seriously. Now on this machine I've had to remove the safety guard because I'm cutting very, very close, and the door wouldn't accommodate the safety guard. So, but always wear safety goggles. Now I've got a pair of glasses, and keep your fingers away from the blade, whatever you do. And always be very, very careful. Make sure the area around the machine is clear so that you won't trip over it and that you've got enough length to push your whole door through. Okay, that said, shall we get to the exciting part and cut the door? Okay, I've now finished cutting both doors and they're looking really, really nice. I'll now take them in and I'll check them, and then I'm going to take my machine, clean it down and put it inside before the rain comes down. Okay, I'll see you after all that. Okay, after trying to fit the door, see that it fitted, I found there was one little valve that was sticking out beyond where the door is. I'll show you, because there I'm going to have to cut a slot in the door, the panel door, or louvered door, and to make way for that little valve to come out. It's a bleeding valve. Have a look where this is. You see, this is the valve in question. If I take my straight edge and I slide it down from where the door is going to be fitting, it slides past everything. So when it gets to this valve, oops, that's a nail, it sticks, because this is standing proud to where you want to go. So I'm going to have to cut a slot in the door and measure it off. So let me bring the door into place. Okay, I've got my door. Now I'm going to put my door in where it should be, and then I'm going to get my marker pen. I'm just going to lean in and mark off where it's hitting. I'll go there. I need to mark a line here, and one on the one below, and over here, and over here, and it might just need a nip off the bottom panel there. So once I've got that sorted, I'm sure that things will fit over nicely over that. The only other thing that I have to worry about is the light switch over here. But I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, the light switch. But we'll get that after I've done this. Okay, to cut the hole in that panel, I have to use a jigsaw. Now, I can't get the blade in between those slots as it is. Therefore, I have to drill a hole so that I can get my blade in. The main thing to know is the drill bit must be larger than the blade, so that the blade can go easily in and you can drill it nicely. So let's get to that then. Now I'm going to need 4 holes, each one where I'm going to be turning the jigsaw around. So I'll do this one first. Like that. Then I'll drill this hole, oops, over to the edge. And then I'm going to go down to the last place where I'm going to be drilling a hole. Down there. And in the end over here. Okay, I've got the 4 holes drilled. Now I'll take the jigsaw and I just can cut the 4 cuts, and then I should have a hole that will go over that valve. So let's take a look at this now and let's do it. Okay, that piece came out, which is not a problem. We've just got to do the length of this one now. There we are. Now we have a nice hole. I just want to measure that that's all we have to do before we fix this area and make sure that these can stay nice and sturdy. So let's do that now. Okay, I've checked the hole and it goes straight over the valve, no questions asked. It's really looking good. Now I must attend to where that light fitting was, because I've got to notch out the door frame there so it can slide past very, very nicely. Okay, let's get to that now. Okay, this is the area where I have to notch over the door frame, the light fitting. So I'm going to mark that over there, I'm going to mark that over there, and I'm going to take it to about the size of the light fitting. So I should imagine it'll be about to there, to about there. And then we can just cut that out, and we'll have a nice fitting door that'll slide easily over that light fitting. Okay, I'm going to be treating this exactly like I did before. I'm going to be drilling 2 holes in the corners, and then I'm going to take the jigsaw and I'm going to cut out the notch. So let's get to that. So first, I'll take my drilling machine and I will line it up nicely and I'll drill my hole. Like that. Now I'll do the next one. We'll put that aside. Then we'll take up the jigsaw and we'll notch it out. Okay. Over there. And along this line. And then we'll go down the length. There we have it. Okay, now that we've cut the notch, let's go and see how it fits. Okay, I've got the door now, and we're going to put it over the top here where it belongs, and that fits perfectly. Even got a little bit of play up and down, so that I can get it slightly off the ground. Now, to finish up on the door, means I have to do quite a lot of little work. I have to put something in that little square to hold those pieces nice and firm, and I also have to put hinges on, and I've got to round all the sharp edges where I've cut the wood so that it doesn't hurt or damage anybody. So let me get to that. Okay, to cover the hole of that I just cut into the door, I've made this sort of a little cover. Now I've got to smooth it off still and grind it down, but it'll cover the hole nicely, and then it'll look nice from the outside when we paint it. There you are. I've now taken that piece of wood, I've filed it all straight and everything else, and I've screwed it onto the door around the hole. Now I just have to take some polyfiller and fill up around these edges over here so that it looks nice and smooth and it looks like it fits into that. Okay, so we'll take the wood filler now and we'll just force it into the edge like this so that it becomes nice and square and there's no real gaps around it. And we'll just do this all the way around, just working it in, just so there's enough body there that it looks like it has always been there. Specially made, specially crafted. And along the top of the edge over here, you just fill it in like that, so that you fill that little gap up. And of course we're going to come here with the sandpaper afterwards and just smooth it down nicely. But there we go, and it's looking quite nice. Now of course the most difficult ones are on the edges over here where it meets the louver. But it's exactly the same process, just keep plugging away. Just put it in, smooth it off. Just put it in and smooth it off. There we are. Let me get cracking on with this, and when I'm finished we'll then get round to sanding it off and making it look really, really nice, ready for painting. Okay, I've finished filling and sanding this block in the door, and now we have to paint it. So I'm going to be taking my oil paint and my paintbrush, and we're going to be painting this. And it's going to look really, really nice. I'm happy with the finish that it's got. Some of the screws are a little bit proud, but that couldn't be avoided. And so let's get to the painting. It's going to be great, this door. Okay, we'll get some paint on our brush. We'll load our brush up and we'll start to paint. And we must get into all the nooks and crannies of this. And this is going to come out really, really beautiful. Don't be shy with the paint. You're going to give it a nice thick coat of oil. And it's going to come out really, really nice. And I'll be back with you as soon as I've finished painting this door. Because once we've painted it, it'll be ready to fit on the wall. So remember to get into all the corners, all down the edges, and I'll be back with you. Okay, I've finished painting the door, and I've put it into place, and it looks really, really nice. And that's the job. So guys, if you've enjoyed my videos, please give them a like, and share them among your friends, and please subscribe, and I'll see you again. Okay, ta-da for now. Bye-bye. Yes! Please subscribe!